In this video, let's talk about discovery rules. Discovery rules is one amazing feature that will help you with the provisioning workflow. Basically, you can go on Satellite Web UI, you can create some rules. Based on those rules, whenever you boot up your machine via network, this machine will hit Satellite. We'll check those rules. If some of them match, what will happen is, okay, let me pick this specific host group. The one was assigned to the discovery rules, and the installation will start automatically, or automatically, as we like to say. If you are not familiar with this process, fear not. So let's go to the video and let's learn together. Here we have Satellite. Basically, whenever we work with discovery hosts, we can see the new hosts in this page. We have host, discovery host, and they should appear over here. As you can see, there is no host at this moment. Also, clicking on our hosts, you can see that I have just Satellite server, and that's okay. And if we click over here on configure discovery rules, there is no rules at all. By default, whenever I deploy Red Hat Satellite, there is no rules. Okay, so today let's create some rules that will help us to understand this process. So I can click on create rules, and from here I can set some title or some name. So let's use this one by MAC or MAC address. Keep in mind that space is not allowed over here. And then I have this search field. And check this out. We can create some filters based on some facts. So whenever you boot up your machine via network, this machine is gonna upload some facts, and we can use all of them here, like memory, disk, CPU, network interface, and also some custom facts that you can set during this provision process. One interesting that I like is facts dot, and then you can see some sub options. This is gorgeous. This is amazing. But for now, let's stick with one that is this. I have my MAC equal this MAC address. Another point here is this. I can use some regex, some regular expressions. I can say this is the MAC address and another condition, or eventually I can say or, and then I can use a different condition. MAC address is not a good one to be work with this regex, but now you know this is a good point and we can work on this in the future. But let's keep this simple. If the machine boot up in the network, if the machine gets discovered by Red Hat Satellite and has this MAC address, okay, which host group I would like to use to deploy this machine, to install this machine? And then you can see over here, host group rel 8, rel 9, 91, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even some nested host group web server. I can pick any of them based on my needs. For the sake of this video, I'm going to stick with rel 8 just to be standard. And then we have the host name. We can click on this information, and this information can give us some hints. So for instance, a host name based on MAC address will be used when left blank. If I don't set this field, I'm confident that the name of my server will be something like MAC and then 52, 54, 00, 51, 35, 95 without the columns, because this is not valid for a FQDN. However, if I would like to customize this name, I can do some stuff. I can use some information or some facts to play with. Hey Wally, can I just copy this one, paste over there, and this is gonna work? Nope. Let me give you the first point or bonus. As always, docs.reddit.com. Let's double check the documentation. Click on explore all products, pick satellite, filter by provisioning, always single page, and from here you can filter by discovery rules. In this page you can find some examples. Here you can see that I have the tags, my host dash, and then we have less than percent equal, this is Ruby or ERB. So basically I'm rendering this information, which is Ruby or ERB, and then I'm closing. So basically this is gonna be, in the end of the day, my host dash a random number between 0 and 99999. Okay, you can see different facts over here. For example, ABC dash and then I believe you can see that. Let me bump a little bit. I believe this is better. So we can see ABC dash. This is gonna return the BIOS vendor information or the value. And then I have a second hyphen and a random number. So you can play with. This is available for you guys. For example, I can use also XYZ dash and then the host group name, the discover rule name. Anyway, you can play a lot here. But we enjoy to do this by ourselves. So let's play around and let's do this. For this guy, I would like to do something similar to what we do have as a standard. The standard is something like this. I have MAC, then this is the MAC address. I can get the facts MAC address, but keep in mind that this MAC address has colon, and colon is not accepted. So I have to delete. How to delete it? I can just call delete method and then pass my column, and then I'm removing all the columns from this fact. So this is one way that you can play with, and that's it. Basically, this is the rule. If this machine boot up, okay, satellite will match this fact, and then what should be the host group to deploy this machine? Host group rel 8. That's it, simple like that. And the name of this server will be Mac. Let's put a dash here just to be different from the standard when this field is empty. And the fact, MAC address, removing those columns. Location and organization, it is already set to my location, my organization, so I don't need to change it. You can see this is enabled, will be enabled by default. There is no host limit, and we have some priority. Based on the priority, if you have some overlay about the discovery rules, the priority will take place or will take precedence. Okay, we have this one. This is ready to roll. There you go. I have my first rule created by Mac. And then, okay, how can I see if this is working? I can click on this discovery host, and basically if there is one machine that is matched with this rule, this machine will appear here. We can see that there is no rule yet or no machine yet, so let's come back to the discovery rules and let's create some additional rules. I would like to create a second one, which will be by param IT, which means I'm gonna pass one parameter, and this parameter at the end of the day will be my organization equal IT. And how can I say the organization parameter will be equal IT? Remember, I can say facts, I can type dot, and org equal, eventually there is no information, IT. Okay, what if I type something like, instead of org, Wally, and there is no Wally, that's okay, no problem. I'm gonna show you how to add this information during the provisioning of the virtual machine. But will be something like this, that facts.org will not appear by default in the first moment or in the first time when you're trying to create it. So let's do facts.org equal double quotes IT. Okay, for the machines with IT, I would like to do something else. The name of the servers will be something like this. Will be srv-it-random number, and that's it. I'm going to stick with the rel 8 as well. But again, anytime you can pick the host group that will fit better based on your necessities. Then we have the second one. Let's create one more. And this will be like administrative or admin. For this one, I have my facts.org. And once again, now is ADM. And the host name of this server will be a little bit different. Will be something like this. So we have srv dash. Then I have my organization fact. And see, the expected behavior here is this rule is gonna match whenever I type ADM as org. So my expectation is srv-adm- The next one is the MAC address, where I'm deleting the column. So srv-adm- the MAC address. Cool. All right. We created those, and all of them will be pointing to host group, RHEL 8, Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 as well. And all of them are enabled. Cool. We have this. Now, can I see the discovery hosts? Let me bring this one here. I have 3 machines in the same state as this. This one here, if we take a look, has the MAC address 3595. And if we return to the discovery rules, 3595 is the one that we are looking for to match using the MAC address. So this is FDI, formal discover image. I'm going to use the discover just to get the information from my network. And here I'm going to provide some information. This is right. There is nothing to change here. This is the fact. So whenever I'm talking about the MAC address, I don't need to pass any information about fact because the MAC address, it is already a built-in information, so I don't need to pass, but we will be using this for the organization. Remember, org IT and org ADM, there you go. This is the place where I'm gonna set the key value. The key is org and the value IT or ADM. And as you can see, I can pass multiple key values, but for the sake of this one, I have nothing to pass. Then just confirm, and that's it. Look at that. We have this machine. This machine is almost ready to roll. If I return to hosts, discover the hosts, I can see this machine over here. Now let's try our configuration. Let me open the discovery rules in a different tab. We know the rule is this one, the first one. So I can click over here. You can see some additional information. Let's just click on discovery hosts. I have no facts. I didn't pass any facts. So if I click on this, I don't expect to see any machine matching with this one because there is no org equal admin. I didn't pass. I'm pretty confident. Let's return to discovery rules. Same here. If we try facts.org equal IT, no entry at all. Let's try the last one. This is the MAC, and this is the MAC address of that machine. Then voila, I'm looking for, basically we have the discovery hosts, and whenever we click on that button, we have some queries based on the configuration, the rules that we created. I created one rule where the MAC address is equal this one. There is one machine with this MAC address. Yes, this one. This is the point that we have this machine discovered and it is ready to roll. But Wally, you said, okay, this machine is going to boot up. We'll do the match and automatically it's going to start the installation. Hold on. Let me show you this first. By default, the machine will be here. We'll be sitting here, just waiting for you to say, okay, this is right, this is correct. Can I move it on? In different videos, you saw that we click on provisioning, and then we pick the host group, and eventually we customize the host. I don't want this. What I'm gonna do is just click over here on the drop-down menu and auto provision. If the rule is matching, if the rule is correct, there you go. MAC dash and the MAC address .king.lab was provisioned by rule by MAC. Amazing, huh? Totally deserves your subscription. This is amazing. This is gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna keep this machine installing for now. Let me move this one here aside. And let's move it on with the second machine. So I have the second one over here. Let's discover. Similar as before. I'm gonna hit next. And now, look at that. I'm gonna type org IT. So what I'm doing here is, hey, for this machine, I'm booting this machine via network. This machine will be pushing this information to satellite. And one specific fact is org equal IT. The discovery rule is going to use this information just to do the matching. and voila, we have this information properly set. And from here, as I said before, we can pass multiple facts. And also we can use our query in the discover rule just to be playing with all those facts. Let's keep it simple. Just one fact here will be awesome to understand this process. And if you like to use more facts, go for it. And let me know down below in the comments. Okay, let's confirm. We know this guy is IT and this one is ready. Let me pick the third one and let's do a similar configuration. But on this will be a little bit different because that one, the org was IT, and this one, the org or the organization will be ADM. Hey Wally, can I type organization? Definitely you can. Is this gonna match the rule? Not at all, because the filter is org. You have to match. If there is a typo instead of org, this is gonna fail as well, or this is not gonna match with the rule that you created. So keep in mind that this is very important and you have to be aware of that. So no typos. Once we set org ADM, we can hit confirm. Let's just wait for this machine to be ready. And there we go. Now we have two machines. Returning to the discovery hosts, if we click over here, we can see those machines, and that's okay. If I click over here and auto provision, probably this is gonna work. But again, I'm learning. I don't want to do this. I would like to understand what's going on and see if my discovery rules is working properly. So let me click on this one. This is by Mac. That machine is not there anymore. We are already installing the machine. Then there you go. There is no entry on discovery host matching this MAC address. Let's click on configure, discover rules. Let's search by IT. There you go. We have one matching by IT. And this is 98. So let's return to discover rules. Let's check the ADM. And we can see this is AF. So different machine, and this is working. Like the match is working. Wally, where is the org? So we can click over here. And we can see all the facts. This is the place that I mentioned before about the facts. You can see some facts, key and values. But you can scroll down and you can see storage, you can see the hardware, you can see the network. So you can see a lot of facts that you can play with in a way that you can definitely go on and use in your discovery rules. And okay, where is that org? Because you set one org. Is that here somewhere? Definitely it is. See, we have the org ADM. And this is under miscellaneous. If you see, it is exactly over here. We can also do a org or filter by org, and you can see that. So this is the way, or another nice way that we have to create this kind of filter. Once we were able to identify, to track all this information, I can go to my machine over here. Let me clean up this filter just to see both. I'm gonna click on provision, auto provision. Keep in mind, if this is not working or if there is no machine matching with the rule, if you try to click on auto provision, Satellite's gonna complain and will say, hey, there is no rule matching with this machine, so I have no idea what they're trying to do. Let's try this live. Let's click on configure, discover rules by IT. Let's change this a little bit. ITT. There is no ITT. So we can click on discover host. Not at all. I don't remember the second one. Let's see which one is not the IT. Okay, AF is ADM. So the other one should be IT. This is ADM. This one should be the IT. If I click over here and auto provision, see, no rule found for Mac or for host, yada yada yada. The name of this host 98. So okay, how can I deploy this machine, or how can I provision this machine? I have to click on provision, pick the host group, and then eventually customize or create a host. But again, this is not what we are trying to achieve. We like to do this automatically. So let's return to our discovery rules. Let's fix back our filter. IT, submit. And right now I can see this is working. We are here. I can definitely come by, click on Auto Provision. This is going to start the configuration properly, or the installation, and see srv-adm- the MAC address with no column up to af.king.lab. And this was deployed, or this was provisioned by the rule by param adm. Same way, if I go to the next machine, auto provision, the name is srv-it- a random number. Remember that rand, that's it. And this was provisioned with the rule by param it. So this is pretty neat and pretty useful when doing this provisioning process, because this is gonna help you with this automation or the workflow. All right, now let me tell you this. We saw that the machine, all of them, stopped here, and then those machines were waiting for us to click on that button, right? Are you ready? Let's click on Administer, Settings. Let's filter by Discovery. Filtering by Discovery, you can see in the Discovery tab, this guy over here, Auto Provisioning. By default, this is no. And what this is telling us is, hey, automatically provision new discovery hosts according to the provisioning rules. If there is a rule that is matching with this machine, just go on. You don't even need to click on the button, just say, hey, proceed with this auto provisioning. You can do that by yourself. I trust you. Basically, that's it. So let's do this now. Let's click on this button or the drop down menu. Let's switch this to yes, hit submit. There is no need to restart anything in your satellite. It is already in place. And what will happen is next time that I restart a machine, this machine will end up with the installation automatically. Let me do this. This is the machine in question about MAC address 3595. You can see the machine is already installing 3595. Also, on all of them, when using this kind of installation, you can see the comment like this was by Mac, this was by param adm, and this was by param it. Yeah, this is behind my face. Now you can see that. Okay, let me just delete this machine, because we would like to see this happening now. I'm gonna restart this server. Let's boot up via FDI. And from here, what I'm gonna do is just like, we have no reference to that machine at this moment. We have no reference at the machine here on the discovery host as well. Let's wait for this machine to finish the boot up process. I'm not gonna even touch this machine during this process. Everything will be by itself. This machine will boot up in the network. This machine will end up in the satellite. Satellite is gonna do the match. This installation will start automatically, or automatically if you prefer. Cool. This is the moment that the client is booting up in the network, and we'll set up some configuration about network like the HCP, and we'll hit the TFTP server. We'll get the whole information. Again, as I said before, I'm not gonna interrupt this. If you need to change some stuff, or if you need to add some parameters, this is the moment you can just hit the button, and then part of the process will pass some parameters. I don't want it. This is not gonna happen here because I'm gonna use the MAC address. The second piece here is about the discovery. So all the information, everything that is necessary to be uploaded to satellites will be happening during this time. So let's just wait. Okay, we ended up here. There you go. Let's see what will be the next menu. Before, we saw the FDI, a lot of entries. At this moment, I expect just one entry. There you go. And this is the Kickstart default PXE based on the configuration that was set in that host group. So now the machine is gonna just move it on. See, we have the Kickstart of RHEL or Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.10. This is gonna start. The installation is gonna happen. And that's it, with no iteration at all. Let's do a double check while this machine is installing. If I came over here and reload, there is no entry, was too quick, like the machine just matched the rule and move it on. If we click on our hosts, let's see which one was by Mac. This guy. So see the name, Mac-52, 54. This is matched with the rule of this discover rule, and this is getting installed right now. We can see some information here about the Kickstart default. This is the template that is coming from the standard configuration that we have. If we take a look, the host group is HG-RHEL8, the one that was selected on that specific discover rule, and that's it. Simple, easy, straight to the point. This is amazing. This is gorgeous. So let's take a look what will happen on this machine, at least in this initial process. Right now we can see Anaconda. Basically, Anaconda is getting the Kickstart configuration. We'll set up the whole thing, all the packets, the content source, everything. Network configuration. We have now our disk. This is a very standard, very simple deployment. Again, the main idea here is not the provisioning process, but the discovery rule. And we can see this working. So again, if you would like to automate stuff in your satellite, definitely you can click on configure, discover rules, and create all the rules that you need that will match with your necessity. And whenever you create those rules, you're sure that those rules are working fine. Just click on administer, settings, search by discovery, and then you can see auto provisioning. So whenever you set auto provisioning to yes, there you go. Your machine will not even wait for you anymore. Anytime that you boot up a new machine and the rule matches, the installation is gonna happen, is gonna move it on automatically or automatically. And Wally, what will happen if there is no rule? Like I have 3, 4, 5, 10 rules. This is definitely a good point. Let's suppose that I have the 3 rules over here. I created a new machine. This machine has no parameters and the MAC address is not matching. What will happen? Your machine, in this case, will be landing over here, just waiting for you to pick the host group that you like to use and eventually customize some additional information. Basically, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, hit the bell, allow notification. Feel free to join us in our Discord channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.